Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to incorporate a 501c3 tax-exempt organization, and I'm going to show you from my own experience. We have incorporated an organization called Reservation. Reservation stands for Resurrection of Minority Languages. What we do is we revive ancestral languages all around the world and especially in Africa. Please visit our website in order to understand more about what we do. Without further ado, let's get started. These are the main steps that you will take in order to incorporate your tax-exempt organization. The very first thing to do is to apply for your corporation. And in order to apply for your corporation, the first thing to do is you must reserve the name of your organization. How do you do that? You check the name availability, you apply for the name reservation, and the second step in order to apply for your corporation is to file the Certificate of Incorporation. We are going to see that in detail in the next coming slides. The second step after applying for your corporation is to apply for your employer identification number. And the third step in this process is to apply for the federal and state tax exemption. Let's see that in detail in the next slides. How do you apply for your corporation? It's very simple. All the details of the steps are given in this link. Let's follow this link. This link brings us to the New York Department of State. And here you have all the information you need in order to incorporate your organization. Let's go back to our slides. Okay, so as I told you before, the very first thing to do is to reserve the name of your organization. And in order to do that, you should check for name availability following this link. I'm going to put the link in the description box on my YouTube channel. The link brings us here. So what you should do is to put the name of your organization here in this box and then click search database, and that will bring you here to this new window. Again, put the name of your organization here and type the CAPTCHA, and then click search the database. And here you can see that the name Reservation already exists. You can click on this link to see the details about the entity. Now let's do a new search. Let's assume instead of Reservation a random name like Reservation. Let's see if this organization already exists. And boom, you can see here that the name Reservation is not yet taken. No business entities were found for Reservation. Now you can go on with the process knowing that this name is not taken yet. Let's go back to our presentation. After checking the name availability, the next thing to do is to apply for the name reservation. And how to do that? By filing and submitting the following form and pay the $10 fee. Let's follow the link to see what the form looks like. This is what the form looks like. It's very easy to fill. Here you just put the address of the organization, and if the organization does not have any building or address, you can put your home address here. And the next thing to do is to put the name of your organization here, and then check this first box, tap in your name here, print this form and sign it. Don't forget to sign. You are going to mail this form along with a money order of $10 that is going to be paid to the Department of State. Let's go back to our presentation. For me, the duration of this process was only 19 days in order to receive my name reservation. This is the file I submitted, as well as the money order. And this is the letter I received for the certificate of reservation. All the process only took 19 days. After you make sure that the name belongs to you, you can now go on with the process. The second step is to do what? Is to incorporate your organization as a corporation. And this step is really easy. Just follow this link and fill the form. Let's click on the link and see what it looks like. Yes, this is the link. This is the form to be filled. It's only 4 pages. For the sake of time, let me just open the application I submitted. This is the application I submitted. The first line here is the name of your organization. The second line, which is the first article, is again your corporation name. The second article, you don't have anything to do there. The third article, for me, I picked the first checkbox. You may check different checkbox depending on what specific purpose you want to include in this. The fourth article, I also picked the first checkbox. And the fifth article, the corporation is, I picked charitable corporation. So just pick what is suitable for your organization. The sixth article is just the county where your association is located. The seventh article is the names and addresses of the 3 initial directors of the corporation. The 8th article is nothing but your mailing address, the mailing address of the organization. The 9th step is optional and I didn't fill it, I just kept it. The incorporator name, you put the name of the incorporator and the address. You print this, and please don't forget to sign it. And below here again, you fill the name of the organization, the filer's name, the address, and that's it. And then you are going to mail this form along with $75 to the following address, and that's it. After submitting this, all the process only took 19 days. This is the money order I sent. Now, after you've received your certificate of incorporation, the next step is to apply for employer identification number. This is the easiest step in the process. It only took less than 10 minutes for me. So what you do is just to follow this link. I'm going to put that in the description box. You follow this link. They are opened Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. So by the time I'm doing this video, they are closed. So you are going to click apply online now and just follow the process. Let's go back to our presentation. After you fill the form online for your employer identification number, you are going to receive this kind of letter. Okay, now that your corporation already exists, the next step is to make it tax exempt. That means you don't have to pay any tax on whatever transaction you do. And again, this process is really easy, especially for smaller organizations. Normally you should file your form 1023 federal tax exemption. But in our case, we filled the 1023 easy form since our organization is such a small one. For this step, I already published a video on YouTube showing you how to fill the 1023 easy form online. This was really easy. Let's follow the link. This is the video you should watch in order to see how to apply for the 1023 easy. It's really easy to follow. Let's go back again to our presentation. No document is required for the 1023 easy. No bylaws, no certificate of incorporation, nothing. Of course, only money. We paid $275 for this. And the duration of the process, only 43 days. After 43 days, we received our determination letter. And the determination letter looks like this. Keep in mind that this is the federal tax exemption. After the federal tax exemption is determined, you need to file the state tax exemption. And for the state tax exemption, you need to fill this form, the CT 247 form. And this is also a very easy form to fill. And it's free. Let's follow this link in order to see what the form looks like. This is what the form looks like. And it's very easy to fill. And below you have the instructions. This is how I filled the form. Since we did not file any federal return yet, we decided to leave this blank, this line blank. Is the entity organized and operated as a non-for-profit? Of course, yes. Does the entity has any stock? Of course, your response should be no here. Does any part of the earning of the organization benefit any officer, director, or member? Of course, no. Does the entity meet the qualification for exemption from federal income tax? Of course, yes, since you already have your determination letter. And they even say if no, stop. So the answer should and must be yes. Did the entity apply for federal tax exemption? Of course, yes. If yes, indicate the date of exemption. You are going to put the date of your exemption here. You can find that on your Certificate of Incorporation. Is the entity engaged in an unrelated business? No. Is the entity operating as a trust? No. And the location here, you just put your address. And the nature of activity, I just put here main office. The list of officers, you just put the name of the officers, of your officers here. And since there are only 2 spaces for that, you can add more in a Word file. And then the authorized person, you just put your name and your official title and your email address, your phone number, and the date. And that's it. Let's go back to our presentation. Before submitting your state tax exemption, please verify this checklist. What you should submit for your state tax exemption is the CT 247 form, filed and signed, the determination letter for your federal tax exemption, your bylaws, and your certificate of incorporation. The cost of this process is free. This is the CT 247 form. This is our determination letter from IRS for the federal tax exemption. This is our bylaws. And this is our certificate of incorporation. And that's it. As a hint, you should request for a certified copy of your certificate of incorporation. In order to do that, you should just type a letter and send it to the Department of State. This is a sample letter I send them in order to request my certified copy. And all this information here, you can have it online using this link. That's pretty it for this tutorial, and I hope this video really helps you to file your tax-exempt organization. And if you really enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. And yeah, and if you could also help our organization grow, please, you are welcome to do that. Thank you, and bye bye.